video is going to be about when I was doing my injection pump on my truck and how I bought one from Diesel Care and Performance and put it on. It ran and idled, but that was all it would really do, and kind of what all happened with that deal. So I guess I'll start at the beginning. My truck got stuck a wide open throttle for about 30 seconds, and I shut it off by the key and it wouldn't shut off. So first off, I thought it was just a runaway diesel, and like the seal went out in the turbo or whatever. But come to find out, it was the injection pump. Something broke internally in there. I never did take it apart to see what it was, but something failed. So I had to look for a used. I just needed a used or reman injection pump. Didn't need a brand new one. Didn't need one with upgrades and modifications and all that. So I got on eBay, and I know that's not a very good place to buy expensive parts, but I found an injection pump for $725, and I figured since that was so cheap, I should probably look elsewhere. But instead, I went ahead and where the person that was selling it, I Googled them, Diesel Care and Performance, and I went to their website, and it said they're located in Memphis, Tennessee. And I looked up injection pump. They had the exact same picture, but it was $100 more. It was $825. So I was thinking about going and looking elsewhere, and then I just said, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna get this. This sounds like a legit company. You know, they're located in Memphis, Tennessee. It's not some Indonesian thing. I went ahead and ordered it. Where I messed up was I ordered it off their website, which was $100 cheap, or $100 more. And I also used a debit card instead of a credit card because I have like a $300 limit on my credit card, and you know, $800 isn't going to cut it. So I used my debit card. One thing where I messed up, I ordered it off their website. That's another thing where I messed up. And I ordered it from Diesel Care and Performance. That's pretty much where I really messed up. So I got the pump. It came in like 2 or 3 days. That was great. I put it on the truck. Keep in mind, this was all in 1 week. It broke down on like Saturday night, and that, you know, Monday I ordered the pump. Saturday I started tearing it apart, put the new pump on. Truck started, idled great. When you'd free rev it, about 1500 RPM, it'd spitter and sputter and blow white smoke. And took it down on the road. It only hit 25 pounds of boost, had no power. And I was like, what's going on here? You know, I checked the timing like 3 times. I don't even know what all I did, but something was not right with that pump. And I called them up, and I was like, no, I lied. I didn't call them. I got another pump off my buddy, and I went ahead and put that pump on, and the truck runs perfect. Not now. It was running perfect. And that pump never had a problem yet. So the Diesel Care and Performance pump, I went ahead and called the Diesel Care and Performance people. They were pretty nice. The one lady I talked to was. And I said, look, you know, I got a lot of hours in this truck. It's been broke for 2 weeks. I had your pump, which I wouldn't expect a new part to be bad. So this is why I have so much time in this. I've got fuel going to the pump, 30 PSI. I've got fuel coming out of the pump to the injectors. I don't know how much, but not enough. And I already bought another pump and put it on my truck, and it's running fine. So I really don't need your pump anymore. And she goes, oh, okay. And then she wanted me to tell her how I exactly installed it. So I went ahead and told her. And, she agreed with me. She goes, well, what would you like us to do to make you happy? And I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. So I said, well, I don't need your pump, so I don't want an exchange. I just want my money back because my truck runs fine without your pump. And she goes, oh, okay, well, we can probably do that. And at that point, I thought I was on, the roll. I thought I was going to be good. Everything would be good. And then she says, I'll have my boss call you back in 24 hours and he can just check with you on everything. And I was like, great. So within the next 24 hours, I get a call from the boss man. Don't remember his name. Don't really care to. And he was nice, but he's kind of being a prick. Like, he just acted like he knew everything. Like, if you didn't do this right, then your warranty's voided. Pretty much. That's about how I was getting it. And once again, he wanted to know exactly what I did from the beginning. But this time, whenever I told him, he would stop me and be like, for example, he asked, how did I clean, or did I even clean the shaft on the injection pump? And if you guys watch my videos, I cleaned it with brake clean, used air, and I wiped it off with a rag. And he goes, nope, not how you do it. I was like, well, how do you do it then? And he goes, just use air. And I was like, what? He goes, just use air. I said, how's air supposed to get oil off? Does that make any sense? It's in an oil system. How the hell is it supposed to get oil off? I said, well, I use brake clean because that's how you clean off oil. And I use a rag. And he goes, oh no. He goes, you can't use a rag. I was like, why not? He goes, if you use a rag, it'll cause your gear to slip and your timing to go all off. I'm like, is anybody else listening to this motherfucker? This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. So I went ahead. I was just like, whatever, dude. And then he asked me, he goes, did you pre-torque your nut? And dude, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Pre-torque my nut. I was like, nut? I said, no, I didn't pre-torque it. And I was like, what do you mean by pre-torque it? He goes, you pre-torque it to 15 foot-pounds and then you torque it to 158. And I was like, well, how do you pre-torque it? And he said, you leave your timing pin in the pump and you torque it to 15 foot-pounds. And I said, no, I didn't do that because I didn't want my timing plug to break off inside my pump. He goes, it won't. I said, I don't care if it won't. You're not supposed to touch that nut when your timing plug is in your pump. It'll break if the pump turns. I don't know if it'll take 15 foot-pounds to turn a pump, but I ain't doing that shit. I already fucked up my engine timing plug. So I said, I didn't do that. All I did, I held the crank so the engine wouldn't turn, and I torqued that motherfucker to 160 foot-pounds so it wouldn't slip timing on your junk Chinese shafts. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't really get that wild, but I just said no. I didn't pre-torque it because I never read anything about that, never heard about doing that. And we use Mitchell On Demand or Pro Demand, whatever, at our shop. I said it's $300 a month. It's the same shit the dealers use, and it gives you step-by-step instructions. The first step is lift and support the vehicle. Like, that basic instruction. Like, it literally starts you from the beginning. And I said, I followed those steps, kind of. And it never said nothing about pre-torquing a nut. It said nothing about anything. So, no, I did not do that. And then he goes, well, that's not how you do it. And I said, okay, I just want my money back. I installed, and I told him, I said, I installed this other pump I got because yours wasn't working. I installed it the exact same way I installed your pump, and your pump did not work. sorta. It would idle and start, and that was about it. I said, this pump will fucking let my truck hit about 40 pounds of boost and smoke out an interstate, okay? So, your pump's junk. I was trying to be nice about not saying your pump's junk, but now you just done ticked me off by telling me how to install the pump when my truck's running fine with a different pump. So then he got kind of shitty and he goes, well, oh, don't worry. I'll put it right on the bench and test it. I was like, great. Then I can get my money back faster when you find out your fucking pump's junk. So, thank you. Anyway, he went ahead, emailed me a form, and I filled it out, put that pump back in a box with a form, sent it down to them. That was on Monday. They received it on Wednesday. And yesterday was Saturday. Well, I went ahead and looked at my bank account to see how much my paycheck was. And I was like, why is there so much money in my other account? Well, I clicked on it, and Diesel Care and Performance put $825 in my account. And I was like, well, that's weird. Never sent me an email, never called me saying they received my pump, tested my pump, are testing my pump, nothing. They just gave me my money back. And I wouldn't have ever known if I didn't just check my bank account. So, I don't know. The people were all right. I think it was the service manager I was talking to that I didn't really like. Or the guy who does all the work. But anyway, guys, that's my deal with Diesel Care and Performance down in Memphis, Tennessee. I looked at their rating on eBay before I bought, and it was good. I went ahead and bought the pump off their website, and then when I started having problems, I looked at their website again, and they only have a 2.5 star rating, and not one good review on their site. They got a lot of good reviews on eBay, but guys, their parts are super cheap. I mean, I bought an injection pump for $800 from them. Reman. That pump is like $2,000 at Shides. Reman stock. I knew it. I knew taking the chance buying an eBay pump probably would have bit me in the ass, and it did. And they've got 6.0 injectors, Duramax injectors. They've got everything you could need, kinda. But everybody said, I bought 8 Power Stroke injectors and 4 of them was bad. Went ahead and just bought 8 OEM injectors that wouldn't warranty them. It's a real pain to go to spend over $1,000 and then try to have to get it back. So anyway, honestly, would never buy from them again. I spent a lot of money and I didn't even get a good product, so that won't happen again. And hopefully you guys, someone sees this video before they do buy from Diesel Care and Performance, and just beware, you probably ain't going to end up with a good product. So anyway, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe to these videos, and I'll see you in the next one.